guys, today I'm going to be ranking all of the new makeup products that I tried in June. I have 13 products here. My camera's only at 50% battery, so I'm not gonna dilly-dally. And I have two things here that I would consider to be fails just because they don't work my preferences and skin type, but I don't think they're necessarily bad products. The worst product that I tried this month would be this Benefit Boing Bright On Concealer. I have the shade Nectarine, which is the lightest yellow tone shade. It has the flat paddle applicator that I like, but it's really flexible, which is just a little annoying, but not that bad. And this is something that I'd say, can you even see that I just put some on my hand? It's super thin, it blends out easily, but it really doesn't give much coverage. These are in like brightening, correcting shades. They do not have enough pigment to them to actually correct. It's something that you can just use as a brightener. So yes, I could get through this and use it up, but it doesn't do anything for me, so I'm not going to waste my time. Luckily, I only paid for shipping for this because of some really good deal on the Benefit website. And I'm gonna stop trying their concealers because I did the same thing a couple years ago with the Cakeless Creaseless, well, what was that? Cakeless Creaseless Concealer, and I really did not like that one. So I don't recommend this for anyone. Now this next product. Number 12, the Ciate Dewy Skin Vitamin C Glass Glow Primer. I think this is really nice, and let me apply a little so it comes out white. And hopefully you can see, it does give a really nice glow. It is very hydrating and has like a little tack to it, which I do not like gripping primers, but hydrating primers that have like a little tack to them I think is really nice with powder foundations, just to help them apply smoothly but really stick to your skin. And I really did consider keeping this to use it up like that. And part of me is thinking about it still. I just clutter this, but part of me is thinking about it because it feels so nice in the skin and it does do a great job of that. The reason I was thinking about decluttering this is because I just get too oily. So this is something for me that I can really just use in the winter time. Basically, if I did not have the Tarte Base Tape Hydrating Primer in a full size, I would keep this for sure. I do like having a hydrating, moisturizing primer in my collection. I love the Smashbox Primerizer. I really like that Tarte, but this one is really good as well. It makes me a little bit more oily than the Smashbox and the Tarte, but not terribly. So I do think this would be a really great product. I would recommend it mostly to people that just don't have oily skin. So then I've got things that I think are just fine, and they'd be lip products. I feel like that happens a lot to me. I have some lip products I think are favorites, and then a lot of things that are just fine. And at number 11, I have the Lunar Beauty lip gloss. And I know my friend Jean loves these. I know that Tara Brooke really loves these, and I feel like these to Jean are Tower 28 to me. I love the Tower 28 glosses. I'm so excited they just came out with the new shade. I want to collect them all. I don't really feel that way about this. So this is the color Starlight. It has a flat paddle applicator, but it's a little fat, which is fine. And this shade does have shimmer in it. I think maybe not all of them, but most have shimmer. It has a nice glossy sheen. It feels nice on the lips. I can feel the shimmer slightly, but it's not really irritating. I just put it on and I said, oh, this is nice, but I wasn't like, wow. So I'm gonna be really happy to have this and use this, but I don't necessarily see myself going to buy more. If I'm going to buy more gloss shades, like I said, I would rather get Tower 28 or Buxom. I'm just addicted to limited edition Buxom glosses. And then at number 10, I have the Lunar Beauty Lip Oil, and I got the shade Dare Me, which is the more peachy color, but basically they're all very sheer. Same flat paddle applicator, but it's just like a little stubbier and pretty round. I just got this one because they all have different scents, and this is the peach scent, but you can see like a little bit of a peachy tint to my hand, but very high shine. This is a really comfortable lip oil formula. I don't find it to be sticky. I usually do not like products that have any scent besides mint, but this is a very nice subtle peach scent. I do really enjoy this. I don't care for lip oils that are clear. I don't really reach for clear lip products ever, but I do think that this is really nice. This would be something really convenient to put in your purse if you're just wanting some hydration and a little bit of shine. So it's a nice product. Definitely don't need to have all three. I would love to use it up, but it's not something that I would repurchase. And then my last product in the fine category would be the Fenty Gloss Balm Cream in Fenty Glow. Now I tried the original gloss bombs. I tried the fussy shade. It didn't do it for me, y'all. I know people love them. It was just fine. I actually decluttered mine because I wasn't in love with the shade. I didn't love the shimmer in it. It kind of reminded me about this with shimmer. Like I could feel it, but it wasn't irritating. The color was fine. Again, kind of how I felt about this. I didn't like the scent of that though. It had like a light strawberry sweet scent. So when these initially came out, I thought it was really pretty, but I held off on buying them because I didn't love the originals. But my friend Jean got us a 4 favorites kit. This was included. She already had it. So I sent her $5 and she sent me this. So for $5, hell yeah, it's good. So here's what it looks like. I do think that this has a really nice opacity. I'd say it is light medium to medium, which is my fullest opacity that I like for glosses. More than that, it's something I feel is too high maintenance. I like the size of the applicator. I do like this cream finish. I do think it is nice and pigmented. It's very smooth. It's not sticky. I do enjoy this. I don't, again, necessarily think I'm gonna go buy a ton more shades, but I'm really happy to have this one. It's a really pretty shade, and this is a really nice formula. So those are all of the fine products. Now these top 8 are favorites, and 6, 7, 8 are all blushes, and these could all be ranked interchangeably essentially. But at number 8, I have this little mini blush I got in a subscription box. This is the Lottie London Ombre blush in the shade Haze. You guys, this is so pretty. When I swatch it, it has like a tiny bit of a glow to it, but it looks matte on the skin. It was very pigmented. It blended really nicely. I really like this shade. I would consider getting more of these in the future. Really happy that I got that. Definitely my favorite things that I've gotten from a subscription box. And then at number 7, I have the Bare Minerals Blonzer in Kiss of Pink. I do think this is a nice formula. It's a pretty shade, but I will tell you, when I put it on, I was ready to be blown away, and I was like, oh, it's just a blush. And I love blush, so I still really like this one, but I don't know, I was expecting a little bit more. But it is very pretty. I do want all 3 of the Blonzers because I have fallen back into love with blush. As you can see from my haul this month, I did pick up several, and I will be getting more. Stay tuned, but I do like this. Then this I liked a lot. This is number 6. This is a little mini of the NARS Orgasm X blush, and this came as an Ulta free gift. I love this color. It's so pretty. A nice coral. It does have a golden sheen to it, but Original Orgasm is lighter. It's more pink, and this is punchy. It's coral. This can work on so many skin tones. It's beautiful. It does not look glittery on the skin. I love how vibrant and punchy this is. This is a really, really pretty shade. And then at number 5, I have the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Pressed Powder. And I could have, you know, bumped up the blushes higher than this because they're more of a fun product, but I do think that I was really impressed with these. And I have always kind of assumed the Pretty Fresh line is for people that don't have oily skin, but these are really good. I tried the original no filter pressed powder. It was awful. My sister's using some up right now. It is so dry and hard pressed. You hardly get any powder on your brush, hardly any coverage. It just gets a ton of hard pan. You don't have that issue with these. The packaging's a little bulky. I have 2 shades because I got one as a free gift, and then my friend got one as a free gift as well and sent hers to me. ColourPop has more shades than they do at Ulta. So this is Fair 1 and this is Fair 4. I am using a bit of Fair 4 today to set my makeup, and this is a really nice creamy powder. It looks smooth on the skin, but it applies really easily, gives a little bit of coverage. It definitely will give you color though. I know that this came out when a lot of powder foundations came out, and I saw some people applying it like powder foundation and then they were disappointed with the coverage. It's not a powder foundation. It is a pressed powder, and super nice. I cannot wait for my sister to use up the original ColourPop pressed powders because she has got to try these. They're really, really nice. And you guys know I'm more of a loose powder girl for setting my skin, but out of all the pressed powders I have, this is definitely my favorite that I would love to keep on using. I could see myself repurchasing. Then at number 4, we've got some more really fun stuff, and this is a blush palette. This is a Lunar Beauty Nude Prism blush palette. Now I do have the original blush palette from them, and I absolutely love that. Those are so my kind of tones. I like that one better than this one color selection wise. I did use all of the shades here. With this one, it was really light, so I did just apply a lot of this with a really dense brush. I wish that this was a little bit deeper and then it would work for more skin tones. I ended up really loving this color on me. I thought that was a really pretty shade. I was really nervous about this one being too light of a color, too mustardy, but it actually ended up looking pretty nice on my cheeks. I really like this color as well, and these ended up looking really pretty. These are not as pigmented as you think. I did still go in with a little bit of product, a fluffy brush, and it applied so well. The nude and the hot pink do have a little bit of shimmer in them, just so you know. But I think this is a great blush palette. I just like the original a little bit more. I would love to see him come up with one more blush palette that has a lot more like dusty pinks, mauves, plums, berries for the winter time. I think that would be amazing. And an eyeshadow palette to match. I would love to see that. Speaking of eyeshadow palette to match, this is the Lunar Beauty Nude Prism eyeshadow palette. And I think that the quality of the shimmers in here are amazing. They're very metallic, they're very foiled. I love that these all have different undertones. I think that the mattes perform really well. I think that these 3 dark colors are really similar. And I like these colors here, but I feel like I would like some that are a little bit more peach, where these end up looking very just warm brown. And then you got one sort of like peachy pink. So I would have liked to have some more peaches in here because I think it would have gone really well with the shimmers. Otherwise, they all end up looking a little bit more on the warm side. So I would have changed the undertones of some of these a little bit. But overall, I think it's a really beautiful neutral palette, very impressive. And I think this is a great addition to his line. Then at number 2 is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. This is the Oden's Eye and Judy Red Dragon palette. I know this released last fall. I bought it for Black Friday and I'm just getting to use it. This is my first time trying Oden's Eye Cosmetics. I did buy the Soulmane 2 palette, which I'm really excited to test, but here is what this looks like. I used every shade except for this dark brown and this red, unfortunately, but I was really impressed with these. The shimmers, I felt like I did have to dig my brush in there a little bit just to kind of break up the shadow and get some of that pigment so that I didn't have to go in, 10 times to build up the lid shade, but they are very metallic. They're so pretty. These shadows have some extra dimension to them. This shade in person, when I'm looking at the palette, it looks green, but you can see in the camera it looks like a purpley pink, and that's how it looks on my eyes. This shade I thought was just like a really dark brown. This actually is a really dark purple. I'm wearing that in my outer corner on my lower lash line. The mattes are super pigmented. They blend out nicely. I think the only shade that I really had to build up with this color, Jade. Everything else is very rich. I'm very happy with this palette. I think it is beautiful. I think this is a great neutral palette for color lovers, or if you're a neutral girl like me, I think this will have like enough little pizzazz for you, but still very wearable. So I think that the imagery is just stunning. So happy I have this palette, and I'm sad that I did not get Tina's, which was a little bit more colorful, the Fancy Face, but I'm really happy I got this one, and I will definitely keep an eye out for more of their releases this year. And then at number 1 is a palette that I have used before. I actually ranked it last year, I think in one of my first ranking videos, but I used some different shades this time and I just created more looks with it. And that would be the Sigma Corday Rosa eyeshadow palette. I have their blush palette, which is a holy grail of mine. And this is just so good. And I love the shade Belle of the Ball here. I know that's like a basic neutral shade, but because everything else in here is so pink and peach, I thought this just stood out. The metallics in here are all metallic, except this one is more of a satin shade, which is a little bit of a bummer to me because I really like that color. However, the final look, I really enjoyed it. Everything in here is so beautiful. I did not get to use this shade here. I didn't use the darkest brown, but I did use, I believe, everything else. So stunning, phenomenal quality. I think that this shade is stupid. It seems like it just needs to be a little bit darker. It also needs to be matte. It's a satin shade and it looked odd on the eye. So I wish this color was different, but everything else in here I think is beautiful, phenomenal quality. I can't wait to see more Sigma palettes coming out. I have several of them, but this one is definitely one of my top Sigma palettes, and I totally think you guys should pick it up. Sigma has sales all the time. Never buy something full price. I always hold out for a 30 or 40% off sale. I will link down below the makeup of the day Instagram videos that I did using these eyeshadow palettes, and those are my thoughts on all the products that I tried out this month. I would love to hear your thoughts on these products in the comments down below. I would also just love some mini reviews from you guys on the new things that you've tried recently. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.